Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers, a special program today, and he's got details.
A special show. 3 pundit panels to tell us exactly what did and didn't happen at the legislature last night. Sam?
More pundits than you can shake a stick at. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Today's lesson, another reason to take the Gold Rush Club Card Challenge. With the Gold Rush Card, you really have 3 cards in one. Use your cash back. You still keep your comps and drawing tickets. Use your comps. You still keep your cash and drawing tickets. And with your drawing tickets, you could win thousands in cold hard cash every week and still keep your cash back and comps. Does your club add up? Graduate to the Gold Rush Players Club. It's the smart thing to do. The Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
The biggest risk your company can take.
Well, Barbara, you did very well on your interview.
Hiring employees can help your business get to the next level.
And your resume looks outstanding.
And it can also expose you to corporate crimes and costly lawsuits that can bring your company to its knees.
So, we'd like to offer you a position.
Before you hire another employee, hire the professionals at Employer Links. Call today to get our free CD-ROM, The Top 8 Risk of Hiring Employees.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And we've got a very special show lined up today. Andy, explain what we're doing here.
Well, we had a deadline last night at the legislature. By midnight, each house had to pass all the assembly bills over to the Senate, Senate over to the assembly, except for the money bills, which are given an exemption. So we've got our pundit panels here to analyze exactly what happened. Greg, you just said...
And let's introduce them. Let's start out. Jim Denton here, Scott Craigie, and Greg Ferraro. And we want to say to you, because it would take the whole show if we were to try and do this, that all of these guys and all the other people that are on this show represent clients. They also have their own opinions. So take that into account. If you want to know what clients they represent, to save time, go to the website that the legislature has, and that'll list it all out for you. Now let's proceed.
Greg, where are we in the legislature?
Well, I think we're just about halfway. Even though the calendar, we're far past halfway.
No, I want to hear about the pig and the python.
Oh, I think a visual is, this is the pig and the python, and it still needs to be digested.
Would you say we're 1/3 of the way through?
I'd say we're about a third of the way.
The python. Okay, but time-wise, we only have 6 more weeks to go.
That's right, which is plenty of time to get a lot of work done.
All right, well, let's start out with some specifics. Gentlemen, let's start with you, Scott. Medical malpractice, where do we sit with that at this point?
Well, the medical malpractice bill, SB 97, did pass out of the Senate. It was on a very close party line vote. Got just a little over the bare minimum, got the bare minimum to get to the floor in its original form. Very controversial bill. Obviously, it's one that I'm working, but it's going over to the Assembly. It's going to get hearings over there, and we'll see where it goes. It's going to be a tough bill to process.
I think Senator Kerr had a very important statement in his floor testimony yesterday. That bill, when it gets to the Assembly, is going to be the equivalent of storming Omaha Beach. It's not going to last very long.
Don't write it off.
The only comment I'll make on it is I would not write it off because there were a number of people that said that SB 97, and I'll disclose I'm working on the bill as well, but there are a number of people that said SB 97 would never make it out of the Senate.
It's going to end up in conference committee, though, obviously.
I think that's a fair bet.
I think that's a fair bet, yeah.
Does what's happening on the national level have any effect on what's happening on the local level?
Well, that's what's interesting. You've got two groups, national groups. One is running ads against John Ensign for supporting tort reform. The other one is running a group of ads against Senator Harry Reid for opposing tort reform. And I guess those are both supposed to start this week as well.
All right, what's going to make the difference here?
On that issue?
Politics.
Yeah, I would say that it'll be an issue between policy and
Terry
politics.
just thought.
And
Explain for the public what that means.
well, in terms of the policy, everyone needs to find some solution to the doctors' crisis. Keep our doctors in Nevada is probably the one best, most cogent statement about this whole issue. That's the brand for the initiative petition in the bill. But the question is, which way do you go to get there? We passed AB 1 during the special session. Will that do it? Many people, including myself, believe that it won't. Will we use California's MICRA that has been found effective in some other states, but doesn't work here? Every state constitution is different. Can it be held constitutional in the state of Nevada? There are some tough issues on the policy side. Politically, though, it's like 4 to 1. It's like 80%.
80% of people.
Well, I think I feel like the other side needs to be defended, although I'm not representing the other side. I think you're going to hear a lot of testimony in the Assembly that AB 1 needs to have a chance to work, and even the insurance companies, who I think need to speak up more than they have been, need to answer why they supported it then and aren't now.
You know, Greg, Senator Kerr asked a question on the floor yesterday. The question he asked was, what has changed? And the answer is, nothing has changed since AB 1.
So was it a waste of time to have a special session? The taxpayers should get their money back.
Well, I think it's tough. Okay. I think it's tough. I think it's tough to take an issue like this, and I think they deserve a lot of credit for what they did in special session. I mean, you cannot take an issue this complex and this large and try to solve it in 3 days. They get a lot of credit, in my opinion, for what they did in the special session.
Okay, one of the things that you wanted to get out of everybody was the good, the bad, and the ugly of the session so far, and especially yesterday.
Yeah, right. Who wants to start?
I'll go with the funny.
Okay.
Daylight savings time. The bill to repeal daylight savings time bit the dust yesterday.
By the way, I'm amazed at how many phone calls I've gotten from people in support of daylight savings time, as much as on any other issue, which just blows me away.
I'll do the bizarre. And actually it's in my bill that it started. There is more television advertising focused on major policy issues this session than I've ever seen.
More so
Obviously,
than ever, yeah.
Mal was. And I hear that there's a massive buy that's been made that starts now in a week or less. I suspect that maybe the Nevada Manufacturers Association and the Chamber might have bitten off or at least tweaked the nose of a much larger animal. I don't know if anyone knows more about that advertising campaign than I do, but
Greg,
it's
you
big and it's there.
Greg does.
I was going to state the obsequious.
Okay.
I think they're working very hard. I think they've done a great job so far. And I think they all deserve a lot of
All right, you got your brownie
acknowledgement.
points for today.
Oh, okay, but now
on
what do you
the ad
really think?
campaign.
Okay, beyond that, though. Is there a big
spot start,
advertising
Greg?
campaign coming?
I hear that there may be an ad campaign coming that will be at least give the public an alternative voice to what they're seeing on TV now, which I think is,
And it's
not
a
very good.
saturation buy. It is a huge buy.
Okay,
It'll
what-
be as big as anything you've
Is
seen.
that true?
what, that it's
Is
a
it
big buy or it's a
saturation buy?
saturation buy?
Let's
I haven't seen the buy.
We'll just leave it at that we know that there's something coming. But I got to just very, very quickly, like 10 seconds apiece here. Gazette Journal yesterday in their editorial said that they don't think the public policy should be debated in 30-second ads. 1, 2, 3, quickly.
My question is, if they debated it in 30-second instead of 30-second ads in full-page newspaper ads, if they'd have the same opinion.
Okay, Scott?
What should or shouldn't happen, I tend to agree with the editorial, but you know what? You do what you need to do in order to win, and that's what people are going to do in the legislature
Yeah, I
every
agree
time.
with Scott.
Well, people are cynical today because the TV and news wants you to not be superficial, but tell me in the next 5 seconds what you mean.
Exactly. Okay, we'll take a break. Thanks, guys. Back with more Pundits right after this timeout.
CTX can help you negotiate your best deal. We've been your home team advantage for over a decade. Call us today because at CTX, local service still matters.
Yeah, with CTX, you're homeward bound.
sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
What do you know about the gross receipts tax being proposed in Carson City? This new tax will cost more than $30 million to implement, require lots of new state employees, and take 2 years to generate $1. It will create Nevada's own IRS, forcing anyone who's in business to file a state tax return 4 times a year. The new state agency will have access to all your personal, federal, and business tax returns to make sure you comply. Nevada doesn't need more tax collectors. Call your legislator now and just say no to the gross receipts tax.
At Sushi Club, everybody's family. That's what makes dining here so much fun. The sushi is consistently better, the atmosphere is great, and the service is wonderful.
Welcome to the bigger and better Sushi Club. Come in for our delicious daily specials.
When you're talking sushi, you're talking Sushi Club in the Independence Square Shopping Center.
Walk into the Cactus Creek Bar and Grill at the Bonanza Casino, and you know you're in for a very special evening. Enjoy the southwestern atmosphere of some of the best gourmet food in Reno. It starts right here with Chef Bruce Norman and his talented staff. From buffalo T-bone to martini scampi and peppercorn duck. There's fine wine specialty margaritas, and our pastry chefs create award-winning desserts. The Cactus Creek in the Bonanza Casino, 1 mile north of the university, where locals come to play.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we have another astonishing pundit panel here today. Bob Crowell, Keith Lee, and John Papageorge. And want to also point out once again that all of these gentlemen are lobbyists at the legislature, and that you have to consider that, and that they have clients, and we can't go through a whole list. You can go to the website for the legislature and find out who they represent. But Ande, why don't you take the first shot here?
Okay, first of all, I want to know, do any of you guys have any corrections you want to make or comments on the previous pundit panel?
I thought they did a great job.
Oh,
no, I didn't hear anything that I think we ought to take a shot at. Did you guys hear anything out there that?
No, I'd just like to say that, on the medical malpractice stuff, I think that Scott Craigie gave an accurate representation of that. And, I think Scott a long time ago told me that politics is the art of compromise. And what disturbed me yesterday was that I saw that art go away. And maybe that's just for me, but I kind of like to see, it is a complex issue. And I think that, it's difficult to take the politics out of it, but I think this is one of those issues where the politics should come out of that.
Are we seeing a hardening of positions this session more so than in the past? It seems to me that people are less ready to compromise this session on a lot of issues.
Yeah.
I think that's probably accurate, and I'm not sure if it's a product of a number of things, I think, not the least of which, in my view, is that it's just so difficult for all of us to get our arms around the revenue and the budget issues that are out there, that it maybe gives us a lot more time to deal with some of these other issues that causes us to polarize ourselves on occasion.
Is there in some way a power vacuum here? I mean, do people know who the leaders are at this point?
I don't know. I think it's just too complex to say that. I think and probably the funding issues, the taxes and things like that are the things that are causing people not to move in definite directions. But I think everybody knows who the leaders are, and I think they're going to be the same leaders we've seen in the years past. The governor, the majority leaders, the minority leaders will all come together and
they'll be able to corral their troops?
You mean in the end?
In the end, yeah.
I think he's right.
But right now, because I know when we had Ray Hager on yesterday from the Reno Gazette-Journal, we were talking about the fact that the lines are not split by party. You're seeing coalitions of Republicans and Democrats on some of these issues. It doesn't seem to be just where leadership can say, okay, now all the Republicans will do this or all the Democrats will do that.
Well, I think that's forced by the 2/3 majority requirement on when they vote for tax issues or money issues. I think there isn't enough room not to have a coalition crossing the lines. I think that's what's drawing that together more than anything.
So, between the 2/3 to pass the taxes and the 120-day session, is this just causing all kinds of havoc? I mean, at this point?
I don't know it's havoc either.
Frankly, I think that in some sense that forces the debate to occur quicker, faster, and while tempers may flare a little bit, on that one I kind of fall down on the side that maybe this is the time you make you go
for it. Go for the decision in 120 days.
All right, let's talk about construction defects. Let's start out with you, Bob.
Oh, the Easter subpoena. Well,
explain that for folks who
well,
may
sure.
not know what that is.
You know, I first of all, I represent the trial lawyers and homeowners in construction defect litigation, and over the weekend, well, there's a group of homeowners from Southern Nevada who are been lobbying the legislature to get a fair shake in construction defect litigation, and they have a website that was put up, and they published on their website some stuff that came out of Division of Insurance. Over the weekend, they were served with a subpoena and sued for defamation for defaming a builder who was named in that report that came from the Division of Insurance.
It wasn't on a Nevada builder, though, was it?
Yeah, it was a Nevada builder.
It was, okay.
And it was a Nevada builder. And the sad thing is that you hear on the other side, you hear the builders always say, we want to get reconnected with the homeowner, we want to have the opportunity to go fix things. And then when the homeowner comes up here and talks about what's wrong with their homes and what's wrong with construction defect, the next thing they get is a lawsuit. And they get a lawsuit on Sunday evening, Easter Sunday evening, to say, here you are, not only suing you for exercising your First Amendment rights, but a civil conspiracy for exercising your First Amendment rights. And there's a law against that. It's called SLAP. It's called Strategic Litigation Against Public Participation. And that law says that you're not going to be punished if you come up and you take your best shot at the legislature. And there's a reason for that. There's a good public policy reason for that. And frankly, I think that the building industry, and I'm not certain who's all behind it except the one named plaintiff who did this, but I think that's a tremendous step backwards for them to, on the one hand, say, we have to get out of litigation, then turn around when somebody tries to use the political process to say, we're not going to sue you to stop you from that process. It's an irony that can't be sustained.
Okay, Keith, you want to weigh in? We've got about 30 seconds.
I think that, and if I can back up and answer and maybe respond to another question, because I really don't have a dog in the construction defects hunt. So, but you know, I think we're all sensing a frustration that I think we sense every session, and whether we blame it on the 2/3 majority or a perceived lack of leadership or coalitions being built across party lines and regional lines, I think it's a frustration we experience perhaps on different issues every session. But you know, I think it's the process at work, and I think it works. I think it works pretty well. And I think at the end of the day, we're going to have a budget that's balanced. We're going to have a tax package. I'm not going to call it policy because I don't think it's going to be policy.
I'm going to cut you off because I can't let you go on. But no special session then?
I don't think so.
Okay, John.
I agree.
The last word.
Absolutely not. I think they're going to work it together. There's a lot of things going on that aren't out there right now, and I think they're going to come
You're in
together.
agreement?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with another pundit panel after this timeout. Thank you, gentlemen.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
Nevada should have a tax system that is fair and balanced, a system that taxes high-end services for the first time, while giving families a tax break by reducing the sales tax on common household products and other major purchases. With businesses and consumers working together, we can have a tax system that is fair to all and meets the growth needs of our state into the future. The legislature in Carson City is currently working on a new tax bill. Call them right now. Tell them you want a lower state sales tax.
We've loosened our machines. We've given you the Gold Dust West Gold Rush Club, Reno's best slot club. You can win lots of jackpots. Play longer. Your points will add up faster than you think. Yeah, we're loose and we're not screwing around. See you at the Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And we're back with our passel of pundits here. It's the All Pundits show. And they do represent clients, and in Mike Hillerby's case, represents the governor here. We have John Cummings and Ande Barbano.
I don't represent any clients at the Ledge. I don't get paid.
But you are a lobbyist.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we got that clear. Truth in advertising.
Right.
All right, let's start out with John Cummings.
Sure.
How is the university system faring at this point in the legislature? Are you going to get the money you need? Are there going to be cutbacks? What's going to happen?
Well, we're hoping for 86 to be funded at 86%, which I always see that as a great recruitment tool. Come to Nevada and go to school, we fund at 86%. But if we can, if we can at least get that, we can get started. Where we are right now, I hear 82, 83, 84. It's still, as Greg Ferraro said earlier, we're still only a third of the way through and real dog time.
What happens if it's 82% instead of the 86%?
Well, there are serious cuts. The governor's recommended 86% because we need to fund higher education. Obviously, we've seen tremendous growth, in no small part due to the Millennium Scholarships. Anytime you see a downturn in the economy, people look back to the community college, the university systems, the adult basic education program to get high school diplomas if they don't have one, to improve their job skills. The very thing that's going to bring businesses here, the very thing that businesses talk about, number one on their list is the quality of the education system. That's what we've got to worry about and needing that funded at 86% to keep it whole.
Mike, what are you seeing as far as the legislature? A lot of bills got passed and killed last night. How's the governor feel? I mean, how are all of his bills okay? And
yeah, by and large, yes. I mean, really, the number one things are the budget and the taxes to pay for them. That's really what we're number one on our list. It's interesting, the legislature's introduced a little over 1,000 bills so far this session. We've seen 21 arrive on the governor's desk after 80 days.
Around the world in 80 days.
Can I ask a question? When you say the university system being funded at 86%, is that 86% of what we funded last year, or 86% of what you want, including the growth that you want in the system?
It's 86% of what we want, of 86% of what we believe we need, and we believe the governor has been absolutely fair and wonderful.
But truthfully, let me ask you, how does that
86%.
compare with the funding from last year?
Last year it dropped to 79%.
79.
Yeah, but that's what you wanted.
But what we're saying is the number that you requested this year, is it larger than the number you got last year?
Correct.
That's what we want to know.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it's still more money than you got last time, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's because we're a fast-growing state. It's caused by the creation of gaming jobs, and if you raise the gaming tax by 4%, all your problems are solved. Governor Dudley Do-Right can go to bed early. 4%, piece of cake.
All right. We're limited on time here.
Okay, let's talk about where we sit. Now, obviously, we know through the grapevine, because we have people in the advertising business who are recipients of major buys in favor of the gross receipts tax. How has the business people's campaign been going so far that's against that?
Again, I think one of the things that you said in the earlier panel, it talked about the Gazette-Journal editorial, you can't do this in 30 seconds. This needs...
They're doing it in 30 seconds.
Trying to do it in 30 seconds. And
they're doing a
they're
hell
getting
of a
a
job
lot of
in
phone calls.
29.5.
And unfortunately, telling a very warped kind of story, it's not truthful, it's not accurate. Can't do that in 30 seconds. It shouldn't be done there. It's supposed to be done in the legislature.
It's absolutely.
It's not accurate at all. There are no $500,000 hot dog
Right,
vendors. It
but-
doesn't cost $30 million, but apparently the burden of the truth is too much for some folks to bear.
Yeah,
Well, we can't. Where is that hot dog? I've not seen a hot dog vendor in Nevada. I don't know.
There's one down by the river.
On tube steaks.
I know
during the sun.
Jim Denton
I'm
found
there.
that hot dog vendor somewhere when he filmed that commercial.
But now I understand that from the governor's perspective, now your side's going to try it. There's going to be some ads.
There's a group that is going to be bringing out some ads to talk about the general business tax, who's paying, who's not paying in the state, how much that adds up to, what we need to do with that, and that's the part that's important.
The ads are already out. They're saying the gambling industry's in a slump, and the governor's tax plan, the gambling industry tax plan, should be supported, and they've got these scare ads out that just hit the mail yesterday to hit senior citizens. Here's your advertising,
Okay.
hundreds of thousands of dollars out already.
All right, the television ads, I gather, are going to be 30 seconds. So again. So you're saying, though, that you can't do it in 30 seconds?
You need to. This needs to be done at the legislature. It needs to be done in public hearings. We're 80 days through. We've essentially had none in any meaningful way in the taxes. I think you're going to start to see
Why
those
didn't
now.
the governor have a
People
bill on
debate
day
those
one of the
issues.
legislature? Why
We got
wasn't there a bill
we
from the
got to
governor
bill
on
out
day
very
one?
early. It's a tremendous job to put together a budget of that size and the kind of tax plan we need with the kind of work that goes into it.
Okay, I've got a little thought for everybody. Okay, this is Sam's thought on how you deal with 30-second commercials but getting the full message out. I used the example yesterday of 60 Minutes, runs about an 8-minute piece to explain complex issues and does it very, very well. Okay, so to equal that, you need 16 30-second spots, 16 different 30-second spots, and spread your budget across that. One thought per spot. You can get a lot of information out to the public that is truth, accurate, and makes sense. And I think that will disclaim this whole idea that you can't get a message across in 30 seconds. It's you can't get a message across in 30 seconds that is 100% clear if you're trying to throw everything in there. In advertising, one wouldn't do that for a regular client.
Okay, we just heard from an expert.
Just my opinion.
I'm going to defer to Sam on this, you know.
Yeah. Okay, good, bad, ugly, very quickly, because we don't have a lot of time. What have you seen?
Well, I'm with Jim Denton earlier. I think the funding, we had the medical marijuana bill that would have provided funding for the program that was created last session die yesterday. So now, yet again, there's no funding for the program. So not sure what the people that are benefiting from it are going to get now, but.
Yeah. No seeds.
No seeds.
No
exactly.
seeds for those needs.
No seeds, no money. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Good thing I saw Dina Titus strike a victory for the little guy with the Red Rock bill. She passed it unanimously out of the Senate, and I was very happy, regardless of what John Papageorge may think, and I love him too.
Okay, Andy, you got literally 7 seconds.
Everything's beautiful now. Wait till the second or third special session in August.
We'll be back after this. Thanks, everybody.
If you're talking sushi, you're talking Sushi Club. Year after year voted the best place for sushi. 11 chefs on staff to serve you. Better ingredients for consistent high quality. And lots of room, so bring your friends. Sushi Club in the Independence Square Shopping Center.
My name is Howard Dodge. Working in conditions like this winter's storm in the Sierras is harsh. But I know people need me out there. So I'm here for you, keeping your lights on for any emergencies, which is good for me because I'm a customer too.
CTX can help you negotiate your best deal. We've been your home team advantage for over a decade. Call us today because at CTX, local service still matters.
Yeah, with CTX, you're homeward bound.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, consistently voted Reno's best buffet by locals. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Carol Vallado and Randolph Townsend tomorrow. We'll see you.
Bye.